ನಾವೀಗ ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಸ್ಪೈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 400 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಬಫೆ ಲಂಚ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಕಡೆ ಕಾರ್ ಪಾರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಳಿದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈ ಗಲ್ಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಗೈಡ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾರೆ. ನಡೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಒಂಥರ ಈ ಗೋವಾ ಬಿಸಿಲಲ್ಲೂ ಹಿತವಾಗಿದೆ. ಏನೇನಿದೆ ಎತ್ತರ ಹೇಗೆ ಬೆಳೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇವತ್ತು ನಿಮಗೆ ಪರಿಚಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ವಾವ್, ಬನ್ನಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ಪೈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ದರ್ಶನನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಇಲ್ಲೇನೋ ಹಾಡು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನೈಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸೇತುವೆ ಥರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನೀರು ಹರಿತಾ ಇದೆ, ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಹಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಂಥರ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಹಾಡು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅವ್ರು ಈ ಥರ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೊ ಮಚ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಲೆಮನ್ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಟೀ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕುಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ. ಈ ಲೆಮನ್ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಟೀ ಕುಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕೆಮ್ಮು, ನೆಗಡಿ ಇತ್ಯಾದಿ ಆಂಶಂಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಇದು ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಂತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತೆಂಗಿನಕಾಯಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಗಣೇಶ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೈಜ್ ನೋಡಿ ತೆಂಗಿನಕಾಯಿ, ಇದು ನನ್ನ ಕೈ. ಸೊ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ತೆಂಗಿನಕಾಯಿಗಿನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟೀ, ಲೆಮನ್ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಟೀ. ಟೂರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಂಭ್ರಮದವರೆಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮದು ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಬೆಂಚರ್ಸ್ ಹಿಂದೆ ಕಡೆ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಬಂದ್ವಿ.
This farm is a private farm and it's around 130 acres. Okay, but here we'll be just covering the little part, that's 2 acres over here. Okay, now here we have a plant where you can see some beans right here on the top. Okay, so that's coffee. Okay, so as the beans ripens, turns red, plucked, roasted, we have is the processed coffee beans over here. No, turmeric plant is always smaller.
This yellow.
Come ahead. Yeah, come ahead. Yeah. Okay, now right here, okay, on the tree, you can see a fruit, which nearly looks like the lime right over here. Okay, now this is the tree of the nutmeg. Okay, so June to July, the flowers, and then we have is a fruit, which after 10 months, like April to May, the fruit opens up by itself. So then inside what we have is the hard nut, that's the nutmeg. Okay, and just on the top of the nut, there's a covering which covers the nut, which is red or orange in color. So that is known as the maize spice over here. So nutmeg and maize is from the same tree or the same fruit over here. Konya, this is known as the lobster claw. While here we have another type of the heliconia, that is known as the crab claw flower. Here, okay, now that is the sister of coffee. Okay, now the brother is tea, so that's the sister or the younger children's favorite.
Chocolate.
The cocoa, the cacao or the chocolate tree. So as the fruit turns yellow, inside it we have around 10 to 15 of the seeds, which are then processed with milk and sugar, the chocolate or the cocoa powder.
There are many here.
Okay, and just in between the seeds, you have a white substance known as the cocoa butter, which is used in facial cream or during sonography or the ECG. They normally use a gel. So that is made from cocoa butter and aloe vera.
Not only children, I also like that.
Oh. Okay.
have is the plant or the turmeric, okay, or the haldi. So once we have a plant, after 7 months, when the plant dies off, okay, so that's when we harvest the root or the rhizome. Now the turmeric has antiseptic, antibiotic properties, so we use it in our dishes. We use it for the minor cuts and wounds, also used as a face moisturizer. Now there's an extract known as the curcumin which comes from the turmeric, and that is used for the treatment of cancer or Alzheimer's or dementia or arthritis. And it's also known as a lady's medication, like by nature, abdominal pains. Take a pinch of the turmeric, add it to a tablespoon of honey, have it twice a day for 3 to 4 days. Good during those times also. Has a life of 5 months. Turmeric has a life of 7 months. So ginger after 5 months, turmeric after 7 months, the plant dies off. So that's when you harvest the root or
And
the
then you take the
rhizome.
roots out.
Yes. And then you just yeah. The stalk, you can taste it. So let me know what spice. Yeah. Yeah, the stalk. Okay, you can taste the stalk. The stalk. You can taste the stalk.
ತುಂಬ ತಿನ್ನು ಐ
Okay,
ಬಿಟ್
now, this is actually the plant of the cinnamon. Okay, so once the tree is around 15 years old, so it's cut, dried. After drying, we give it a slit and then we remove the bark, the skin. So that is the cinnamon sticks over
Oh.
here. And then the leaves, we use them as the bay leaves, which are used in pulavs or in biryanis. Yes. So leaf is the bay leaf.
Same with the cinnamon.
Yes. Bark is the cinnamon, dalchini.
Ah.
Okay, now.
This we feel familiar seeing in the kitchen.
Yes.
Same plant.
Now this is the cinnamon acacia or the white cinnamon. Now here is another cinnamon. If you see the leaves, these are longer in nature. Now we have is another cinnamon right over here. See the leaf is rounder. So this is the cinnamon xylasium or the brown cinnamon. That is the cinnamon acacia or the white cinnamon.
ದಿಸ್ ಲುಕ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಜಯಲಲಿತಾ
Yeah, so
ಸಿಂಬಲ್
you can see the leaves are little rounder while those leaves are little longer.
But these are not bay leaves, right?
These are also used as bay leaves. But see, if you see, these leaves has 3 veins on it. Even this have 3 veins on it.
It's the same. One is rounder and fatter, and
Yeah.
some are slim and low.
Yes.
But it has
The
benefit
family
by
two
cutting only,
Yes.
or we can put the cinnamon and will it.
No, like what happens is there are 2 techniques. Once the tree is around 7 years old, you can give it a slit and then remove the bark.
Yeah.
But if in 15 days it does not get good water, the whole plant can die off. So now what we do is once the tree is around 15 years old, we cut it 1 meter above the ground. So then once you cut it, the lower part does not die off. So then it gives new branches, which after every 15 years,
like
you
all
chop
other
off the
plants.
branches, you harvest the cinnamon. Since the life of the tree is for around 120 years. Right here, okay, on the tree, we have a creeper, a climber. We can see the cones right over here. So this is pepper. Yeah. So now what we have is green, which then ripens, turns red. Red plucked, dried in the sun. That is the black pepper.
I like green
And
pepper
if
very
you
much.
take the red corns, boil it in water for 5 minutes, skin comes off white pepper. So now black and white is from the same creeper. It is only on the stages and the processing. Now when you're buying pepper in the market, what you do is you take the peppercorns and then crush it with your finger. If it is a little whiter on the inside, that's the best. But because what happens is sometimes in the market, in case you happen to buy in bulk, you're buying 1 kg or 2 kg. So in that 100 to 200 grams may be the papaya seeds. So Now there's a second test.
That is not so costly as the paper.
Now there's a second test. Take water, put the pepper in the water. If it goes to the bottom,
It's papaya.
it's pepper.
It's
If it
pepper.
floats on the
it's
top,
not lighter.
it's the papaya seeds. But then
I
if
will
you
not take it
yeah,
back.
if you're
What I
buying
do
it in the
always.
stores, then you'll have to carry the water. If you're buying in front of the stores, if you put it in the water and then you do not want it, you want to give it back, they won't take it back again.
Yeah.
So what you do is the first test.
Crush it.
Take
and
some
see why.
peppercorns on your hand, just shake it. Papaya seeds are lighter, it will come on the top.
Oh.
So randomly
You
pick
can see makeup
yeah,
also. for
yeah,
seeds.
3 or 4 seeds and then crush it. If it's black or brown,
Chuck out.
keep a check on it. If it is whiter, then go for it.
And
So as the fruit turns red, it's very sour in taste. So that's when we use it in a dishes. On the buffet, we have a red colored drink known as the kokum curry, which you can drink it after lunch. It's very good for digestion. So that's the kokum right there.
how typical of this area.
No, that's the size. That's the size.
I have to hold my
Yes.
camera.
Yes, that's
Kaju.
yeah. Okay, not a real fruit. So it's a soap in the shape of the cashew. You can come in the shade. So it's one apple with the
Sarah, let
nut
them
on
come
the
in.
outside. So the nut roasted split open, inside is the cashew nut. Now the apple you can eat it. It's sweeter from the apple we make is the alcohol or the fini. So now the old traditional way was to collect the cashew apples over here and then stamped by the feet. But now we have the machines. So the apple put inside, crushed, the juice then collected, it's kept in a barrel for fermentation for 3 to 4 days. Later on, added to the pot, boiled. So the vapors pass into a tank full of water, cools, condenses. Drop by drop, we have is the first distillation. So that's Ura. It's around 10 to 12% alcohol. Still stronger, Ura put back again, redistilled, that's cashew fini, with around 40 to 42.8% by volume alcohol. Now this fini, a little, 10 to 20 ml once a week. You have it before lunch or dinner. It's good for the stomach, good for the cough and cold, good as an appetizer. Okay, so that's the reason. In case you want to try the drink, after the 2, when we go back, you can let me know. I'll serve you all a little bit. So in case you are used to the drink, you can have it in one shot, like a tequila. In case you are not used to the drink, you want to have it as a homeopathic medicine. So when you're having your food, sip a little, have your food, sip a little. So it will take care over here, no effects over here.
But you don't pick up the machines.
You can see a fruit right over there. So that's the tree of the cashew. So you see over here.
He's become friendly with you.
Yes.
I don't know, he's smiling
Now
at me.
the
Only
season
one.
of
He wants
cashew
you to
is normally March, April, May.
Yeah.
And from one tree in a year,
Yeah.
maximum you can get is around 4 kilos. So the first fruit is after 5 years, which is every year up to 80 years.
Oh.
Now here we have is a chili, which it was the Portuguese who brought it from Mozambique.
It was not in India before that?
No.
Satish's favorite.
So it is known as the peri peri or the pili
this
pili
type.
chili.
Okay.
The maximum size is 2 centimeters. And it's the 5th spiciest chili in the world. So pili pili in Swahili or African language, it means fire, fire. So that's how the name, the peri peri over here. Okay, so now if you see, cinnamon is from the botanical name. Now can you tell me how it has got the name dalchini in India?
Because it's sweet and it's a dal. That's why maybe
Around
dal and chini.
400 years ago, cinnamon was not growing in India. So from the spice root, it was brought from China. So during those times, he did not have any other name. So it was named in Sanskrit. Dal means bark, chini, China, bark of China. From dal chini, it became dal chini.
Chini sugar maybe.
Yeah. Now similarly, cocoa, it has got the name chocolate because chocolate in Mexican means dark sweet. So that's how the name chocolate, which now we call it as chocolate.
And what is this jackfruit?
Jackfruit? Yeah, that is the jackfruit. The jackfruit over here.
Ah, yes.
So you are originally from, ma'am? Germany. Yeah, cinnamon you'll call it a zib. And the lobe. The leaves are the lobe. Yes. Then pepper you have is the pfeffer.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah. Then you have is muscat nose and the muscat blutter.
Cacao.
Yes. Okay, now here what we have is the third most expensive spice. That's the green cardamom. Now the green cardamom does not grow on the top, but it's just above the ground. Like the shoots, from a shoot of flower, after the flower, the cardamom pods growing over here. Now the season for cardamom is May, June or November, December, 2 times in a year. And from one bush in 1 year, it's around 100 to 150 pieces, around 30 to 40 grams of the cardamoms on a bush in a year. So when you're buying cardamom in the market, happens to be green is the best. If it is white or yellow, then the oil has been taken out from it. Or in case you happen to buy is the green, you remove the husk. If the seeds are black, it is good.
Black and it should be healthy.
Yeah. If it is whiter, that means the oil has been steamed and then colored on the outside, on the top. Which as it turns orange, plucked, dried, peeled, then inside we have is a hard nut known as the betel nut, the areca nut, or the betel nose. The betel
For
nose
us to
over here.
digest it.
Yeah. So now a little bit of this nut in that leaf, the pan, you have it after lunch. It is very good for digestion. But in case you
Chewing
take the
actually, the
raw
chewing
nut
process
in the raw form, then it gives us the arecanine effect. Okay, now in case you see the palm trees, can you tell me how we can count the age?
Palm tree.
The rings?
Yes. The rings or the nodes?
Oh, this a palm tree. I
Yeah.
thought palm.
Yeah.
Palm
Now,
is a creeper.
yeah. 3 rings is 1 year. So the first fruit is after 7 years, which is 3 times in a year up to 40 years. For coconut, 4 rings, 1 year. So the first fruit is after 8 years, 4 times in a year up to 18 years. Yeah. The leaf, you can take the aroma. Let me know what spice. Yeah.
This is lavang. No?
ಇಟ್ಕೋ.
It has lavang, but it's not lavang. 20% correct.
Oh, only.
Mix of
No, but you are 20% ma'am.
It is like clove only.
Yeah,
No,
it
no, no.
has lavang.
It is. What is it called? I don't know. I don't know the name. Star.
Star anise needs black soil, so it only grows in Kerala on the northeast.
This is I thought clove.
ಅದಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಅನೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ
No, it's not Nalkan. It's not Nalkan. Yeah, yeah. This plant is called Nalkan pfeffer.
Oh, it's a black pepper.
Now, here we have is a plant which is a native from the Caribbean islands, West Indies. So in West Indies, it is known as the Jamaican pepper. In India, we call it as the allspice or the 5-spice plant. If you happen to visit Kerala, they call it as Sarva Sugandhi. So in the month of May, yeah. So in the month of May, we have is a fruit, a berry, which is plucked, dried, powdered, added to your dish. One spice that does all the trick. So it's equal to nutmeg, cloves, cinnamon, coriander, cardamom. All the 5 flavors in one plant. Grass. So that is the tea which you had as the welcome drink. The lemongrass or the citron grass, which is also used in the Thai dishes, in the soups.
Yeah.
The oil which is used in the cosmetic industry, that's for facials, acne, pimples, open pores, the lemongrass. Now lemongrass is a shorter grass and it's finer blade and light green in color.
But in our Indian dishes, it is not used much.
No.
They only make
Now
chai,
there's
roti
another
chai.
grass known as citronella.
Yeah.
Citronella is a broader blade, a bigger grass. It has broader blade. It's dark green and it has sharp edges. So if you pull it on your hand, it cuts your hand also as well. Now since both has the same aroma, sometimes in the market they sell citronella as lemongrass also.
Now,
That is cheaper.
Yes.
I had one lemongrass, with me.
Okay, on the palm tree, we have is another creeper, a climber. You can see the leaves in a zigzag manner.
Oh.
Very
Okay, now
systematic.
that is the second most expensive spice, the vanilla. And the vanilla is an orchid. So in
My
the
God.
months of April to May, once we have is the orchid flower. Now in India, because of the climate, we do not have is the bees or the insects to do the pollination. So the flowers has to be hand or artificially pollinated. And then later on we have is a bean which is green in 5 to 7 months, October to December. As it turns brown, plucked, dried, the oil extracted, and major portion of the natural vanilla which is used in the pharmaceuticals or medicines, then in the soft drink industry like Coke or Pepsi, or in the perfumery or cosmetics. Now mostly what is used in cakes, ice cream, chocolates is the synthetic. The lab produced vanillin, it's not the natural vanilla of it. Please take the aroma, let me know what spice.
We have answered already, so it's your turn. Where is
They both are taking photos and coming. Make her smell.
I know, but I don't know.
One spice is so far missed out.
Yes, that is lavang. That is the only
Yes.
thing I can think
Okay,
of.
the
This is clove.
cloves, Nalkut. So now the season for the clove is November and December. So the clove is actually a flower. So at the tip in a bunch, we have 3 to 5 of these green buds hand-picked, dried in the sun. Okay, now when you're buying the cloves in the market, happens to be brown is the best. If it is black, then the oil has been steamed and taken out from it. So now the first flowering is after 15 years, which is every year up to 90 years. And from one tree in a year, maximum you can get is 1.5 kilos of the cloves on a tree in a year. So that is the reason the fourth expensive spice in the world. In the farm. So thank you very much. A pleasure having you all. Okay, now here we have is a small tradition. Like as we enter, like in 10 liters of water, it is 4 drops of citronella, 4 drops of lavender oil. So a little, I'll put it down the back. In Ayurveda, it's known as shock treatment. So as the water goes down the back, it lets the backbone, nerves, muscles contract, keeps a check on the tiredness or the stress. So as I pour the water, it won't stain the clothes. And then after the tradition, for the shots, the feni, the snaps, I'll serve you the feni also.
Sir, your name, please.
My name is Francis.
Francis. Very nice tour. Thank you so much.
A pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Just turn around, a little water down the back. The shock treatment.
Thank you.
Yeah, ma'am. So there, many of the spices, the oils, the shock. Okay, right away. So the snaps, feni can pour.
ಟ್ರಿಪ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮುಗೀತು ಮುಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಬೆನ್ನಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ನೀರು ಹಾಕಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೆಚ್ಚಗಾಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಲೋಟ ಫೆನ್ನಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಪಾಪ ತುಂಬ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವರು. ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರಲ್ವಾ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ ಇದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ಕುಡಿದು ಹೇಗಿದೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಾನೇನು ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ಮುಖದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದು. ಬೆಂಕಿ ಬಾಯಿಯೊಳಗೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೋಕಮ್ ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅವಾ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲಾರಿಟಿ ಬಂತು, ಇನ್ನೂ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಂತು ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ, ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ತುಂಬ ಗಲಾಟೆ ಇದೆ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಬನ್ನಿ ಮಾತ್ರ. ಊಟದ ಮನೆ ಕಡೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಕಡೆ ನಾನ್ ವೆಜ್ ಇದೆ, ಬಾಂಗಡೆ ಫಿಶ್ ಫ್ರೈ, ಫಿಶ್ ಕರಿ ಮತ್ತು ಚಿಕನ್ ಕರಿ. ಸೌಟುಗಳು ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ತೆಂಗಿನ ಚಿಪ್ಪಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. ಸೊ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಸೌಟು. ವೆಜ್ ಮೆನ್ಯೂಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. ವೆಜ್ಜಲ್ಲಿ ಸಲಾಡ್, ರೈಸ್, सांबार, घुसकड़ी पल्ले,
मिर्च है वो दाल में
दाल,
वो छोले हैं
आलूगड्डे, पापड़, हपड़, हाँ ಇದು ये क्या है? कोकम कड़ी. हाँ कोकम कड़ी एंड गाजर हलवा.
ना स्वीट राइस.
ओ स्वीट राइस.
स्वीट राइस.
ओ कन्फ्यूಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಡಿ, ಇದು ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ರೈಸ್.
स्वीट राइस पिकल.
ಹಾಂ ಓಕೆ.
पोटैटो पकोड़ा.
ಬೆಸ್ಟ್, ನನ್ನ ಫೇವ್ರೇಟ್
ओनियन.
ಆನಿಯನ್. ಎಸ್, ಅವ್ರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ರು. ಹಾಂ, ಚಿಕನ್, ಫಿಶ್ ಕರಿ, ಬಾಂಗ್ಡಾ ಫಿಶ್.
टुकी.
ವಾಟ್ ಫಿಶ್?
टुकी.
ಟೋಕಿ ಫಿಶ್.
चिकन प्रॉन्स फ्लेवर
ಪ್ರಾನ್.
करी.
ಓ ಪ್ರಾನ್.
प्रॉन्स फ्लेवर करी है.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ.
फिश.
ಫಿಶ್. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲಂಚು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸಖತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ, ವೆರಿ ಟೇಸ್ಟಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಸಮ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಇನ್ನು ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ ಬಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ರೈಸು ದಾಲ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಹಾಂ, ಬಟ್ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ ಆಲೂಗಡ್ಡೆ ಬಜ್ಜಿ. ಸೂಪರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಕೋಕಮ್ ಕರಿ ಇತ್ತು, ಕೋಸ್ಗಡ್ಡೆ ಪಲ್ಯ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಮಾಡ್ದಂಗೆ ಇದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಅವರು ತರಕಾರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಖಾರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಾಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಲಂಚು, 3 ನಾನ್ ವೆಜ್ ಡಿಶ್ಶು, ಒಂದು 6 ವೆಜ್ ಡಿಶ್ಶು. ಎಕ್ಸಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇನ್ನೇನು ಬೇಕು, ನಾನು ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಮೊಸರು ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ, ಮೊಸರು ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಗೊಬೇಕು, ಕಂಟ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿರೋ ಕೂಡ. ದೃಷ್ಟಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ನೋಡಬೇಡಿ.